Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, live the life we love. Don't forget to loaf and lubricate. Well, hidden spirituality is what this PowerPoint presentation is all about. I've been working with four silences. The silence of laziness, where you just fill the silence with the noise of TV or music in the background for some reason that we're uncomfortable with nothing being listened to. Then there's the silence of security, the part that's able to taste nothingness without flinching. Silence is such that power collects around stillness. And there's the silence of patience, part of us that allows things to unfold, allows things to unfold at their own pace, not demanding that they be different than in any way what they are. And then the silence of the quiet heart, like a seed that germinates under the soil. Power collects around the stillness. All right, what else do we want to know about hidden spirituality? Well, first you have to come out spiritually. I'm a 34-year-old NBA center. I'm black and I'm gay. Wow, really important. Each one of us ought not to be ashamed that we're living for spirit. It's not a psychotic ideation. Metaphors matter. What are you telling yourself about how your life is? Are you a rat on a treadmill or are you in a pilgrimage to the center? It may not be literally applicable, but it's suggesting something symbolic in your life. How you spin it, the frame you put in it, makes a difference of how you see it. Now, one of the things we want to watch is the samskaras, the deeply held impressions, which we call it repeated behavior, habit patterns, and the ruts of thought that we get into. So, just as we do things that could contribute to our illness, we can create habits that contribute to our wellness. Now, I just came back from having a small memorial ceremony for a friend that passed away. And grief kept private can't be converted to compassion. Grief is universal. We connect to each other that way. And here are four myths about grief. The pain of loss will go away faster if you ignore it. Not true. It's important to, quote, be strong in the face of loss. Not true. If you don't cry, it means you're not sorry about the loss. Not true. And grief should last about a year. Really? Not true. Don't ignore it. Remember, grieving is active. If you don't do it, you'll get depressed, it'll pull you down, you'll be like a victim. Weakness, vulnerability has a certain kind of strength in it. And people experience the loss differently. Some cry, some don't. Some internalize it more. And the act of missing someone, of losing someone you care about, you travel with that for the rest of your life. It's not like you get over it. You're not supposed to get over it, nor should you try. So holy leisure, how do you create a life where you're practicing the presence? A lot of solitude, a lot of highly unstructured time, what I call wasting time prodigiously. What are you waiting for? To be called, like they say in prophets of old. You're waiting to hear your name. Hineni, I'm here. Who will go for me? Send me. Send me. Saint Teresa, talk about being occupied with the Spirit's presence. Waiting on Spirit, we know we've read that phrase so many times, be still and know that I am God. She surrendered to Christ. There's no body now but yours, no hands, no feet on earth but yours. You are the eyes through which Christ looks compassion into the world. You are the feet through which Christ walks to do good. You are the hands with which Christ does the healing. Each one of us an embodiment of Spirit we can serve in different ways. So which do you prefer? Spoiling things by being utilitarian, trying to get something out of it, that's when you're compelled to work. But the real problem is that yoga teaches you things that are of infinite riches, treasures, but of no cash value. The imagination made us human, but being human, becoming more human, is a greater burden than we imagine. We have no choice but to imagine ourselves more human than we are. So becoming human never ends. We're born as a human, but we have to grow into what it means to be a human being, not just a human doing. Part of what hidden spirituality and what I call holy leisure are all about are playing. And for instance, playing and praying are useless acts in their pure form. There's no reason outside of themselves for it to be justified. The act itself is its own justification. Practice itself is the kind of mastery, right? When you're doing it, when you say, I'm on the path, you're doing it already just by doing it. Now, each one of us is unique, distinct, unrepeatable, breaking out of your pattern, your routine. So that's how you become creative, innovative, imaginative, like Cassius Clay found his way through the Islamic tradition, changed his name to Muhammad Ali. He was very influenced by Malcolm X, who, of course, for many people, he was a dangerous revolutionary. For other people, he was a leader in the fight for people who are marginalized because of their pigmentation. Now, I love the idea of what yoga can bring you to in terms of a dynamic that's powerful and yet still at the same time. So you've learned to reduce effort to a minimum, and then eventually effort to attain anything disappears, and you just have effortless being. So we call these the three refusals. First, refuse to move. Be like a donkey. End the mobility and disposability of the body by putting it in park, sukham shtiram, pleasant and stable staying, for a really long time. Then refuse to think. End the dispersons of the mental states. Oh, here's my raccoon joke. You know how many Indian food jokes I know? None. Stop thinking. Get out of the verbal mind. And then finally, refuse to breathe. The progressive slowness of your breath will help you access states of perfect lucidity into zones that are normally inaccessible. If you breathe in the good shit and breathe out the bullshit. And then realize that there's an end stasis within that matches the ecstasis outside. So you're meditating into the samadhi states, or you're doing free-form dancing into ecstatic trance. They'll both take you to the same place, transcendence of your own ego and a vision of unity. So learn to focus your mind. What is dharana or concentration? According to the Yoga Sutras, concentration is the confining of the mind within a limited mental area. So you focus on a physical object, location of your body, third eye, one of the chakras, whatever. But it keeps your mind from drifting and it makes it one-pointed. The mind stays focused for a short time and then gets distracted and you have to repeat again. If you can repeat again and again, free your senses from the domination of the external, then you go deeper within and the concentration focus becomes meditation, continuous. And if you stay with that, it'll get into the samadhi state where you make a breakthrough. And in the end, maybe you'll have an insight like Ramana Maharshi. They call that fourth state cataleptic state, not the waking state, not the dream state, not the deep dreamless state, but the state of consciousness becoming aware of itself. And that's what the whole purpose of yoga is. The experience of oneself as consciousness, or as the Indians call it, Sat Chitananda, ultimate awareness, ultimate being, ultimate bliss. Have a great day. We'll be back on January 31st, Wednesday, with the next Good Vibrations class. Our notice will go out really soon, so check my website, gabrielhalpern.com, for more information. And the topic will be Sankalpa, the power of intention. So hope to see you.